This is huge, and it changes everything for the Phoenix Suns this season as coach Mike Budenholzer and Jusuf Nurkic spoke out on his expanded role with the team this season and how he's been developing a jump shot and looking better than ever coming into this year. So how will he look in Mike Budenholzer's system? How is he going to improve? And how will he be able to show his expanded role for the Suns to get in that quest to dominate the West? We'll be diving into all of this and more on this episode of Suns Digest. I'm Bruce Veliz. And you guys have been absolutely fantastic showing your love and support over on the channel. CJ and I are really appreciative of it. We have an abundance of news topics from Media Day to break down in videos at hand for you guys this week leading up to the season. So if you want to make sure you stay up to date on all the little tidbits of information, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as we're going to have all of it covered for you guys here. Before we dive into the Jusuf Nurkic news and looking at those Mike Budenholzer comments, we have some more important news to discuss revolving around this Suns team. As we all know, legendary broadcaster Al McCoy sadly passed away just last week, and the Suns have done a fantastic job in honoring him this year, and I wanted to make sure that that got talked about first. So let's get into that. As we can see from Matt Ishbia, he said today at the media day that our team is proud to honor Al McCoy and the huge impact he made on the Suns organization, our fans, and the NBA across the board. This season, our players wore the Al jersey band each game as a reminder of his legacy, and I think that this is absolutely fantastic and such a great gesture that the Suns could do to show the importance for Al for the organization, but also to show the importance to his family for how much that he meant to this team. As you guys can see in the picture right above us, you guys can see that little patch right there. That will say Al, similar to other teams have had some other representations, the Celtics with Tommy Heinsohn in the past. But it is absolutely fantastic that the Suns are showing recognition, and I'm sure Al McCoy will have more recognition in the Phoenix area in those coming years as well. But it's great to show the immediate impact on the jersey. The Suns are players, especially Devin Booker, were very prominent in speaking about that and making sure that they do well this season. But now let's get into the news about the Bosnian Beast and discussing how he's going to impact the Suns this year. And first, we're going to look at some of the coach's thoughts of this season and looking at what Coach Mike Budenholzer had to say at his first media day with the Suns here. And he was absolutely very, very happy to be here in Phoenix and was talking very highly about Jusuf Nurkic as well. So let's get into that. As we can see, Mike Budenholzer said on Jusuf Nurkic taking threes and expanding his game that there definitely has been intentional on work by Nurk and conversations with him about what we think he can do and add and grow. And obviously, as a three-pointer, is we're gonna push open the envelope for and definitely look to pursue. And this is absolutely fantastic to hear for Phoenix Suns fans. As we all know, Mike Budenholzer coming into this organization is going to help out the Suns on the offensive side of the ball, where they seemingly looked not that great last season with head coach Frank Vogel when they had a star power of Booker, Beal, and Durant, who are all pretty really good offensive players and all specialize on that side of the ball. Now, with Mike Budenholzer, he's ultimately going to expand that and give this opening for them. And with having players like Monte Morris and Tyus Jones to set those players up, it'll be absolutely fantastic. And we'll have more videos talking about that as well. Today's video is on Nurkic. But Nurkic, I'm telling you guys, expanding this game and working on his three-pointer is going to be fantastic. Jusuf Nurkic this season, yes, he did have a pretty solid season. If we want to look at his stats, averaged around 11 points, 11 rebounds, 51% from the field, but his three-point percentage was pretty atrocious. Shot 24% from three-point range, and that was his lowest three-point percentage of his career since 2020 2021, which was when he started to experiment and really get comfortable when shooting those three-pointers. Now, the fact that Budenholzer wants to work on this, wants to make this a focal point, wants to address this is huge because Nurkic, as we all know, can pass like he said, and also score in the paint and rebound, but he can't really stretch that ball and stretch out to the outside. If he can do that at a decent amount and help out at that stretching of the floor, it could also expand for other teams to want to guard him at that place, and then ultimately cause more creation or more scoring for other players cutting to the basket in general, player like Kevin Durant or Bol Bol playing alongside him. Now, I think Nurkic is going to be an expanded role this season and really, really showcase that. And I'm really, really happy to see what he can show. Coach Bud seems to believe in him, and I'm seemingly believing him as well. But let's dive into some more news, talking about how Nurk is ready and comments that Jusuf Nurkic made about himself today as well. So as we all know, Mike Budenholzer said that he's definitely going to be taking some more threes, but Nurkic had this talk about slimming down and also shooting threes as well. Gerald Bourguet had some fantastic questions to ask today to these players, and when he asked about his listed weight of 290 pounds and whether he's actually smaller than that, Jusuf Nurkic joked around and said, I don't like the word smaller, but yeah, definitely lighter than that. Said with an emphasis to get lighter, move better, and probably the best he's ever been in a long time. He also had to add on shooting threes that he confirmed he will be taking more threes this year, but he won't be jacking up to 10 threes again. But it was said that as a point of it was a point of emphasis all summer. Said last year when he stopped taking threes after a rough start to the season, that was a coaching decision, not his. So little bit of a little maybe backhanded comment from Nurkic here. We do know that Nurkic does love to troll. We saw him going at his little, Looney Tunes tweet back at Draymond Green in the offseason when they got eliminated in the play-in, which was very funny. But I don't think it was meant to really troll me, maybe a backhanded comment in this essence here. But I do think that that is something that we won't see with Mike Budenholzer. Obviously, the three-pointer from Mike Budenholzer has been made as a point of emphasis. Nurkic just said it's been a point of emphasis working on it this offseason. And even though we won't be jacking 10 of them a game, we will see Nurkic shooting them at a more efficient clip, hopefully, and getting more organized reps taking them as well. Budenholzer is also a player or coach, that's going to want to keep this three ball active with other players he's already primarily discussed shooting the three ball more and becoming more of a three ball heavy team. So I definitely think that that's obviously going to be a focal point, especially on Nurkic from Budenholzer, and he's definitely not going to have him slow down from chucking them. With hearing from Nurkic that he slimmed down a little bit, maybe not got, smaller, but a little bit better, a little bit more agile, a little bit more quicker with his feet. I think this is huge for his ability to score in the post and ability to be able to be as a prominent defender. Because as we've seen with Jusuf Nurkic, sometimes he isn't the best defender in some instances, and if he is a little bit more nimble, a little bit more quick, maybe his defense could go up with also his attacking in the post game as well, which would only help and influence his offensive game to take him just to another level and just translate him as a center. Jusuf Nurkic is one of those centers where he could be categorized in, I would say, like the mid tier of centers between 10 and 20, where some nights he's going to look like a top 20, he's going to look like a bottom 10, bottom half center. Some nights he's going to look like a top half center. It's honestly going to interchange. But with an improved season and with things that he does improve on, like he said, in his three-point shooting, Budenholzer said his passing has definitely gotten better. If he still can be a still dominant force on the glass, getting rebounds and being a beast in the paint, if this three-point ball can get activated, or even just a better looking mid-range can get activated for a better field goal percentage, this is only going to elevate his game and push him into that top 15, top 10 even category or talks for centers. I really like this kind of talk for Jusuf Nurkic. And I really like how Mike Budenholzer and this team is all believing in Jusuf Nurkic as well. Jusuf Nurkic, I think, is going to be a guy to be reckoned with, and the Bosnian Beast is coming for attack. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Do you believe what Nurkic is saying? Do you believe in the Bosnian Beast and Mike Budenholzer, or do you think or do you think the Suns are gonna have to look for a different center come trade deadline? But lastly, before we head out here with you guys, we're going to be discussing my expectations, kind of going over and looking at where Jusuf Nurkic is really going to be playing with this Suns team as well. So we want to look at this Suns roster like we discussed a little bit. Jusuf Nurkic, I've already kind of gone to a little bit of my expectations, but I think he's going to be a solid enough player. I think he's going to be a very, very solid big and work on all those parts of the game. But he is the fourth highest player for this Suns team, which means he could be a tradable asset at the trade deadline if he is not one of those players that has worked on his game and gotten better. If we also want to look at the center group here, we do see Jusuf Nurkic, Mason Plumlee, his brother Miles, obviously previously played with the Suns a couple seasons ago, but Mason coming in to be a solid backup big interior defender, something that Nurkic lacks in a little bit. And then we also have a young rookie in Oso Ighodaro, who the Suns fan base and organization is very, very high on as a rookie. And Frank the Tank is being brought back as well on an Exhibit 10-day deal. Now, Frank the Tank, we do not know yet. Could be sent to the G League of the Valley Suns. Could be waived. Could be brought on as that last roster spot. Excuse me. But we will have to wait and see with training camp what happens to Frank the Tank. But with Oso Ighodaro and with Mason Plumlee. Both of these players are definitely going to be getting minutes. I know that the Suns want to experiment giving the rookies some time. That's why they cut Nazir Little. That's why they cut EJ Liddell, who was another big man kind of competing in this group. And I know that Mason Plumlee is definitely going to get some minutes early on as well to be that solidified backup big. So even if, Nurkic doesn't have the top tier stats or, this expectation that we're all really hoping to see him translate into, maybe a player like Iguodala or Plumlee could kind of take over and the Suns could look to move him, even though that's what I'm not expecting to happen. That is also another possibility as well. But like I said, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. How do you guys feel about Jusuf Nurkic? Do you guys think he's going to excel and change everything on his offensive game to really excel for this Suns team and be that fifth and core starter to really take this Suns team into the topper echelon in the West? Or do you guys think he is not going to live up to those expectations? I'd love to hear your comments. Drop them down in the comment section down below. You guys are absolutely fantastic in supporting the channel. We really do appreciate it. Once again, I'm Bruce Veliz. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. Hit the like and subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on everything Suns related. CJ and I are going to be spamming that inbox with videos. Make sure to stay tuned if you already subscribed. Catch you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.